Breaking news, the Chicago Bears have officially released their schedule for the 2023 season. So let's talk about it. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports back at it with another video talking, of course, some NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears. So if you're a Bears fan, please do hit that big red subscribe button down below. I promise you guys will not regret it. Make sure you are following me on all my social media platforms, guys. As always, hit the bell icon so you're notified every time I drop a new video. All right, so the schedule is out. All right, we have known about the opponents actually for months now, but we did not know the order, and that matters obviously for travel plans if you're planning your schedule around the games and when they're going to take place. So I'm so excited. I'm so hyped, and football season, like before we know, will be here. So I want to go ahead and take a look at the schedule and then give my quick thoughts on it. And then I'm also going to give you guys my very early, way too early record prediction for the Chicago Bears. That'll be a separate whiteboard video for you guys. But with that being said, let's hop into it. So here's the schedule for you guys right here, right now. Chicago Bears, weeks 1 through 18. So technically 18 because of the bye week. And let's just start right there, the bye week. The Chicago Bears have a very late bye week. It is week 13. Now, with bye weeks, I think we had one late last year as well. I usually do like to have them later than earlier, just because the later in the season you are, the more wear and tear you have on your body as a team, and you need that kind of rest, right? And so you don't want to get it like week 4 and just, use it up because you're fresh early on in the season. So I don't mind that. It's a week 13 late bye, okay? Talking about the opponents here, all right? When I first just glanced the schedule and took a look at it, I was thinking, man, it's a pretty tough schedule. I'm seeing a lot of good teams or solid teams out there, but then I actually counted how many playoff teams are we actually playing, like teams that made the playoffs last year. And out of the 17 games, it's only 5 teams, believe it or not. All right, so if I'm not mistaken, so we play Tampa Bay the second week of the season. We play the Chiefs the third week of the season, so tough start there to the schedule. We have the Chargers, I believe, in week 8. We've got the Vikings twice, so that's 5 right there. And then I'm trying to think of other teams like, Cleveland didn't make the playoffs. Arizona didn't. Atlanta didn't. Denver didn't. Washington didn't. Vegas didn't. Like, the Saints didn't. So, yeah, a lot of these teams could be solid next year, but they didn't make the playoffs last year. So only 5 out of 17 teams that we're playing are playoff caliber teams. But, of course, there's other tough teams in there. So you obviously start off the year at Green Bay. And Green Bay, I don't think is going to be a pushover. I don't think they're going to be a bottom feeder team. I think they'll still be relatively solid just because they have a good defense. Tampa Bay, again, without a quarterback, but they have a great defense. We talked about a playoff team. KC, I mean, that's a different animal here. We're talking about the defending Super Bowl champions. That is at Arrowhead. So that game was going to potentially be in Germany. The Chiefs said, no, we need Bears fans to travel because they do that really well, and we want this to be at Arrowhead. So that's what's going to happen in week 3. And then you got Denver in week 4, and the Broncos, I think, will be an improved team next year. The only way to go is up for the Broncos. Then you got Washington Commanders week 5. That's a Thursday night football game. Real quick, only 3 primetime games for the Bears. 2 Thursday night football games, which I don't like, and a Monday night football game. So I thought there were going to be more. This is a team that's exciting with a young, exciting, electric quarterback and some new weapons that the Bears were able to add, and guys like DJ Moore. And so, 3 primetime games is not what I was expecting, but hey, it is what it is, all right? So you got Washington, which I think is an okay team, Thursday night football. Not sure why they put that game on primetime, but, that's what they did. Then you got Minnesota, obviously going to be a tough out, division rival, and, they're still tough with Justin Jefferson and Kirk Cousins, Sixer. Las Vegas, week 7, they're going to be interesting with Jimmy Garoppolo, new quarterback there. Chargers, week 8, that's a potential Super Bowl team. That's a playoff team. It's going to be a very tough matchup. Saints, week 9, New Look Saints with Derek Carr, quarterback. Carolina, week 10, that's going to be a fun one. Thursday night football against the Panthers, who Panthers fans don't like us. We don't like Panthers fans because we're actively rooting for them to suck this year because we have their pick next year. So that one is certainly going to be an interesting one. Then you got Detroit On the road, week 11, Minnesota. On the road, week 12, that's a Monday Night Football game, so 2 division rival games. And then, boom, you hit the bye week, week 13. Come back after the bye week, you got the Lions again, who are going to be a tough team, folks. This is a potential playoff team. Then you got the Browns with Deshaun Watson. Maybe he's back to his elite self after just a year of playing, after being removed 2 years of not playing professional football. Then you got the Cardinals. Then you got the Falcons, and then you got the Packers. All right, closing out at Green Bay in Week 18. As far as like easy teams that you're like, oh yeah, that's a dub that looks like to be one. I mean, maybe Week 17 against the Falcons. I don't think they'll be very good. Week 16 against the Cardinals. But I still wouldn't say like, oh yeah, that's a guaranteed win, because the Bears are a team that, we're not the Chiefs. We're not a Super Bowl contender where we can say that, right? But I'm just listing off kind of the games where it feels like, yeah, that could be a relatively easy win. So maybe we get one against the Raiders. That could be one. Their defense still not very good. I think you can put up points on them. Washington, week 5. I certainly am not scared of the Commanders. So really, it's about 4. And Green Bay, I mean, they don't scare me anymore with Aaron Rodgers gone. So that's like, if you include both of those games, that's 6. But again, division games always tend to be tough. So interesting schedule, man. Very interesting. You don't have a lot of playoff teams, but then again, you don't have a lot of cupcake matchups either. So it's a kind of a middle of the pack schedule to me. But it's interesting, man. I'm going to be excited to see how this kind of Bears team does this year after coming off the worst record in football last year. Hey, the only way to go is up, but how far up do we go? That's what we need to see. So let me know what you guys think. Again, I will have my record prediction soon. Check that out for another video. But let me know what your guys' early thoughts are on the schedule. Leave a comment down below as always. Thanks.